What's up, y'all? It's popping, what's cracking? It's Z-Boss reacts to this video by Hello Yassine. It's titled Trippie Red Tour is a Disaster and fans are furious. What is going on with Trippie lately? I know last we heard his album wasn't doing so well, but now his tour is a disaster. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
What's popping, y'all? Trippie Red is having a big disaster right now after he was clowning people for doing 30-something K and assembling the Avengers in his album doing that much, which I don't think was bad sales for Trippie Red, but it just looks crazy after, you talk about other people's sales and then you're underperforming in comparison to the people you talked about. However, he was recently supposed to go on a tour. He canceled the tour, yet he decided to do an LA show that was going to be the first night of the tour had he not canceled it. And the people that were supposed to open up were Lucky and D Savage. Now you're probably thinking, who the hell listens to D Savage? Well, D Savage is actually relatively popular in LA. He has a niche audience, like these underground fans, they mess with this stuff. Lucky is big.
Real niche,
that makes sense as a lineup, right? Well, what happens is this show turns out to be a disaster from the people that were there. And I'll play you guys a couple of clips right now. I won't play the first one with the music behind it, but I'll play the latter two, and then we can get back into it and cover all this other stuff.
It's October 4th. Came to see Trippie Red. Super duper big fans.
Oh, he was at the kid?
I don't want to bring this up, but as y'all know, Trippie is going through like some sort of breakup. I don't know if it's a breakup, but I saw Sky today. We both saw Sky, said hi to her, whatever. But the energy that Trippie Red brought tonight was a little off because the first like 10 songs that he sang are not on the new album. I've never heard them before. And like let you know, I'm an avid listener, so I'm like, where the fuck are these songs from? I'm like, okay, maybe he's just premiering the new album, but I don't get why he would premiere a new album if he just dropped one. That's neither here nor there. It proceeds to go where it's supposed to be Trippie and friends. Each friend performed like one song, and Trippie was acting weird. Like he was giving me Kanye. He was giving me like he was going through a psychological crisis. He did not want to be there. So already like for the first half of the concert, everyone was like sitting down basically because we were like trying to digest what the fuck was going on. And then 45 minutes later the concert ends, and I don't think we got our money's worth. When the concert ended, he didn't say bye, he didn't say thank you, he just put like the little heart thing up and started walking off. The lights came on and everyone was stuck in their seat like, what the fuck was that? Some people have been there since 7:30. He didn't come out till 9:30, so they sat there for like 2 hours listening to a DJ. And low-key, I'm like, this is really hurt my heart because I waited a long time to come to this concert. I'm sure everyone else did. It wasn't as packed as it should have been, I'm not gonna lie, so maybe he was depressed about the ticket sales, but still he should have gave the ones who did come a show, and it didn't feel like he wanted to be there, and that was like the saddest thing. If you were there, leave a comment, because like I swear all of us are heartbroken right now, because what the fuck is going on with concerts nowadays? Like I just don't understand. It's not giving what it's supposed to give.
Girl, speak for Trippie, because I just went to Beyonce and it was everything. So don't say, oh, what's going on with concerts, girl. What's going on with Trippie concerts? Y'all keep that over there, because all concerts ain't giving this child.
Raise their prices, but they're not raising their creativity, and it just seems like they'd rather be at home smoking and watching a show. Cause I could have done that for free. Thank you.
Trippie Red, you are a f***ing fraud. You are a liar. You are a f***ing scam. Okay, I'm outside the Kia Forum. Apparently, one night of your 20-night tour that you canceled out of fucking nowhere, and LA's the only show. I can see why it's the only fucking show. You don't want to disappoint your fucking fans. I'm not even a fan of you. I was just a fan of the fucking openers. But guess what? The openers weren't even fucking here because you brought out some You brought out MGK and fucking Little... Dude. Yes, bro. It was MGK.
People fuck with him, though. MGK open for him? Am I missing something? I thought MGK was doing way better. He's doing really well in his career, I heard. So it's just odd that he would open for Trippie Red.
It's literally like, you could have told us ahead of time, like, hey, listen, we're not going to have Lucky. We're not going to have D Savage. We're going to have these two faces. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be happy. I'm not. I'm pretty mad.
Okay, so they replaced Lucky and the other opener, D Savage, with who? MGK and none other than Lil Xan. Lil Xan. Personally, I would have been happy if MGK got brought out.
Yeah,
I mess with
MGK.
I'm not gonna say I mess with MGK heavy. Let's not do that. MGK Tickets to My Downfall. I messed with that album heavy, fire album. So if he brought out MGK and he was playing songs off of that, I probably would have been happy. Like, yo, this is better than who I thought we were gonna get. However, Lil Xan, everyone deserves a refund if you're bringing out Lil Xan. This guy hasn't dropped a song in 5 years?
Ooh.
I mean, his career started and ended 5 years ago. So what is he doing bringing out Lil Xan? There's not a single person in there I think that was excited that Lil Xan was going to come out. Damn. And keep in mind, while I do mess with that MGK album, we got to look at the audience. This is a Trippie Redd show. Lucky was supposed to open up. That's how it was advertised. And the other opener was supposed to be D Savage. So do you think that people that are fans of this lineup are going to show up and be happy with MGK showing up? No. Absolutely not. Because me personally, I don't really care for Lucky's music or D Savage's music.
I don't even know.
Well, Lucky, I think he's okay, but I'm not really listening to him. It's just, I listened to him enough back in 2015, 2016, and I guess I just kind of grew out of that sound, although he has developed the sound. No hate to the guy. He's just not my cup of tea musically speaking. Nothing bad to say about him. So it's no surprise that audience would be upset. But on top of that, Trippie Redd comes out with a mask with a Jesus Christ kind of statue, not a statue, but a piece, literally. Kind of like a little mannequin, whatever you want to call it, like a toy, like an action figure, stuck to his face with a bunch of nuns. Obviously, the same disrespectful imagery to Christianity that he's done, I believe. It wasn't in the Topanga music video. The Topanga music video is just kind of fire song, by the way. And what happens is Trippie Redd doesn't even really perform. They said he just came out 2 hours late, no surprise. And then what does Trippie Redd do? His mic stops working or something. He threw it up in the air, and he just lets his backtrack play the entire time. And the arena or the Forum, Kia Forum, which is a big arena in LA, I think Inglewood, it's not really sold out. Capacity isn't really there, so maybe Trippie Redd was upset. Some people were saying he canceled the tour because of his girlfriend, but if you're going to do this show, you got to at least show out for people in LA that decided to come to the show after you mess up the lineup. I mean, the guy, I don't know if he was actually, I think he was a Trippie fan, and he was coping a little bit. He's like, yo, I wasn't even here for you. I was here for the opener.
How do you know he a fan?
Regardless, I do think there was excitement for the openers, and they were a draw. So when you switch that up, people are going to be upset. Now, do I think that this is going to harm Trippie Redd at all? Hell no, man. Trippie Redd has never been known for being like a great performer. Now, this was a very disrespectful thing to do. We don't know what Trippie Redd is going through. But also, the fact of the matter is, I don't really think he cares about his fans like that. A lot of these artists just see you guys as cattle. That's going to be hurting. You guys are going to pay. You guys are going to keep listening. You guys are going to keep doing it no matter what kind of treatment you get. So, like, why should I care? There are artists, for example, like people were saying shout out to MGK. He was really trying to get Trippie Redd in the zone to perform and give the fans as good of a show as he could possibly give, but Trippie Redd just wasn't into it. But if Trippie Redd was having a bad day, whatever reason, keep in mind that there's thousands of people here. They've all got their own problems going on. Who know their lives are definitely not as, I wouldn't say good as Trippie Redd's life, but they're definitely not as rich as Trippie Redd, the majority of them. And this is probably their one moment out of the week, probably out of the month, where they're like, man, I get to relax and enjoy myself with something that I paid for with my hard-earned money, and they come to basically get ripped off. I'm not going to say scammed, but they come to get ripped off, and they feel dissatisfied with their purchase. And someone like Trippie Redd, if he actually cared about his fans, he'd come out and be like, hey guys, you know, like, my bad for what happened the other day if it was a bad day. You know, I'm going through some stuff. He doesn't have to specify or anything, but just kind of address it. But he doesn't, and the reason is, I don't really think he cares like that. So what do fans have to do at this point? Not show up to people's shows. That's really the only way to show. I mean, you're going to still listen to the music regardless, but yeah, don't show up to the shows and vote with your wallet, pretty much. The only way that a lot of artists address this type of stuff is if it gets really big. So if this thing was a huge deal, which it didn't end up being, still, nobody really talked about it. I think maybe one person made a TikTok that did decently well. But if every single outlet was talking about this, then Trippie Redd would be forced to address it. But until that happens, they don't care, and they just move on to the next thing, and everyone forgets within a week. So it doesn't harm them in any capacity. That's the unfortunate part about how the game's played. A lot of these artists, also Trippie Redd is really rich. I don't know if he had to, I don't know if it was part of some commitment that he had to come to the show, because if he canceled the whole tour, why would he still do LA? So maybe he did want to do LA and something bad happened. You also don't know if they messed up the audio on the mics. Maybe he was really pissed off. But damn, showing up just to the backtrack playing and Trippie Redd moving around on stage, I would not be happy with that. Although I would never just pay to go to a Trippie Redd show. It's just, he's just not someone that's known as a performer. And really, I'm not going to most rap shows. The last time I was at the Forum was for Anderson .Paak show with, I think it was like Earl that was opening up. This was years ago, maybe 2019 even. I think it was probably 2019. Amazing show by an amazing performer.
I don't care about him. Anyway, I saw Trippie at Rolling Loud, so I wasn't going specifically for him at all. I went for J. Cole. He was the opener at that Rolling Loud in New York a few years ago. And I will say Trippie did put on a good show, though. I was impressed. I can't lie. He put on a great show. And I was like, oh, shit. I could see him in concert, not by himself, but if he opened for somebody else I like, then I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, I would be pissed if I paid my money to go see this nigga and this occurred. I would be very upset. But yeah, this sucks. Honestly, a lot of rap concerts, it's a hit or miss. Like, so I don't recommend that you have your hopes too high going to a rap concert because anything could happen. Sometimes they don't want to be there. They just walking around bored looking. And other times they pull shit like this. So it just is what it is. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.